Hello everybody and welcome back to Elliott Golf and welcome to the channel again, guys.
Thank you, nice to be here again.
Nice to be on. So this is all about our series, which is going to be all over Elliott Golf as well as on Instagram on Simon Dyson. For more information, link down below in the description. Today, I want to pick your brains about how you go about chipping yourself, but then also if someone wants to come and have a day with you, how you'd get them to visualise and think about a shot.
Yeah, so for me, chipping, the lie obviously dictates a lot. I got into a really bad habit of using my lob wedge for literally everything. And I remember having a really good chipping lesson with Jamie Spence, who used to be on tour, and he just said, you want to get the ball on the green as soon as you can, get it rolling like a putt as soon as you can. And Pete Cowan reiterates all this, you know, he's a master at short game, is Pete.
Sure.
So we used to work a lot on landing zones.
Which we've got here with this.
Which
with
we've
this
got here, which is what I really want people I see to work on. If you start getting your landing zones right, you kind of forget about all the mechanics. You're just concentrating on one thing, and I'm trying to simplify it basically. If you land it in there regularly, there isn't a chip you can't hit.
No. And would you kind of think about this with every club? Or would you,
yeah, every club. I mean, I've got the hoops, you can position them differently, so I could say to you, right, I want you to hit that one off the back foot with a 54, or I might say, I want you to hit the further one with a bit more of a floaty lob wedge, or the first one with a, you know, like a 50 degree and get it running more.
I guess it's kind of adding, you can imagine if it's a toolbox, adding different shots to your toolbox, but then also being able to land it in that zone, so you're visualising it, but also you've got the repertoire to do so.
Absolutely, and again, like we were talking about on the range, learning more about your game, you'll find your favourite shot, the one that you hit the most, and that's your go-to chip.
And maybe it's one that you don't actually hit at the moment.
Absolutely, you might think, oh, I don't really practice this, but you might be amazing at it, and then when you get out on the course, you're faced with a similar chip, you know that's your best chip.
So we're here about 10 yards from the green. What club have you got to play this shot to this first spot?
So I've got a 54 here. I've got a 54 degree. I've started chipping a lot more with my 54.
So less loft than you would previously?
Less loft. I prefer the bounce on it as well. I seem to strike the chips better with my 54.
Sure.
I tend to overspin my lob wedge. So I could hit one, it'd come out low and really grab when I didn't want it to. So I took that out of the equation, started it in my 54. If I want to float it a bit, just open the face on it a little bit.
And I think for kind of most people who are watching this, I think spin is probably kind of a detrimental thing.
Yeah.
If they don't really know what's happening, and this is not just you guys watching here, this is kind of probably for a lot of golfers, even very good players, sometimes it can not be your friend. Easier, like you said right at the start, Pete Cowan, get the ball rolling. Try not to get it spinning
Absolutely,
too much.
Get it rolling like a putt. You don't really see many chips that are floated high, check, and then go in, because everything's got to be perfect for a shot like that. Whereas a shot that you're landing and releasing, you know, even if the pace is too hard, it might hit the pin and go in. You only really need the line.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the landing areas.
So when you're practicing now, you'd set up one chip here with that landing area, or then possibly another landing area for a different chip.
Absolutely. You could have, say the back pin, I could put down 3 different landing areas. You could either pitch one straight into the bank, check it up a bit and let that release, or you could have one a bit lower, a bit further, halfway in between, say, and then you go, well, I need to land a wedge on that and just let the rest of it roll out.
So you've got these landing zones in your practice. I think actually we've done this before off camera. When you've got these luminous orange rings, you can actually then visualise it out on the golf course.
Well, absolutely, and they really stand out. So all I'm looking at there is that landing zone. I know if I land that ball in that landing zone, I'll have a tap in, and it might even go in.
Perfect.
So if I just worked on the landing zone, I'm not really thinking about too much here, I'm just thinking about getting it in. It'd be like throwing a ball.
Sure.
You're not thinking, I need to take it back that far to land it there. You're just looking at your target and you're throwing it. And I kind of want to get the same feeling into that chip.
Let's see it. 4 balls here. Let's hit 2 of them to this one and let's see how it goes.
Right, okay.
No pressure now.
No pressure whatsoever.
Nice.
So that one landed in the in the zone, and it's, you know, 2 foot.
So would you use a rule of thumb? Do you try and always pitch it as close to the fringe as you can when you're
Not always, because you know, if it was close to the fringe and there was a big, you know, slope, I like to take the slope out of play unless you need to use it. Say if that pin was really close to the fringe and it was a big slope, I'd try firing one in.
So you don't have a set rule, you kind of, relevant to that situation, you think, right, okay, where can I put my landing zone, and then for each situation it'll differ, not
Absolutely. And like you say, the more you practice it, the more you'd know what type of shot. Like if the pin was, say the green was raised up and the pin was close to the edge of the green, for me, the shot, like Mickelson would flop it up there all day long.
Yeah.
That'd be a risky shot for me. I'd take the one coming up short out of the equation. I'd fire something in and be positive with it. And if it went 10, 12 foot past the pin, and at least I know I've got a putt then.
Perfect. Right, one more, let's see it. Nice again. Proof's in the pudding.
Managed to knock that one in. It actually just missed the landing zone by a couple of inches, but that's kind of the thinking. I'm not even looking at that pin.
No.
Yet that one went
What
in.
the byproduct is.
Yeah.
Ball going in. There you go, guys. I want you to kind of, when you're practicing, whether you can get some rings like we have here, or anything you can get out. I mean, we can get these from anywhere.
Even just like an alignment stick. Put it down and always try and land it past the alignment stick.
And this is kind of when we touched about it when we were speaking before we started filming. We said if we can get people working more kind of outwards, as in terms of visualising what happens, more kind of targets, more goals, rather than being dot to dot in technique, I think most people improve their performance.
I agree.
Perfect. Thanks for coming on the channel.
Thank you.
And for more information on everything that Simon's doing, the link will be down below in the description. And don't forget, guys, plenty of content be coming with me and Simon to help improve your golf.